Surviving Reality contains explicit content full of snark and sarcasm that may not be suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to Surviving Reality.
I'm Corey.
And I'm Carly, and this is Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, Season 3, Episode 2, The Book of Fidelity.
A lot's going on. A lot's happening. Not really. It's very straightforward as far as what we're jumping back into here.
Did Jessi sleep with Marciano or not? How are we defining the cheating that took place?
Okay,
it's the big
right.
question.
Yes.
So Mayci and Mikayla invited Jessi to go out shopping, but she ghosts them, which is weird because usually if she makes a commitment and says she's going to be somewhere, she doesn't just go MIA.
And it's going straight to voicemail, which her phone must be off then, which usually her phone is not off. Her phone is very charged. She makes sure that her phone is maximum capacity on the battery there. I don't know why.
She can't be off a TikTok for more than 45 seconds.
I don't know why Mikayla is aware of Jessi's battery life,
phone charging
preferences and habits, but that appears to be the case. So we'll just take her at her word for that. I trust her judgment.
Why did these two not appear more concerned? Because if my friend is having a tough time with her husband, he just found out that she cheated on him. They're fighting on like a daily basis.
Yeah.
And now she's disappeared. And she was supposed to be somewhere and she's not. I would be maybe driving by her house.
Just to check.
Maybe that's what Demi's husband was doing in the last episode. No, you don't think so?
I don't think so.
Doing a welfare check?
No.
That would be my first gut feeling because I assume at all times that someone's been murdered. That I am now dropped into a Dateline special.
Yeah. You were going to have to explain the whole battery life thing as part of her quirks.
She's ready to give a deposition.
And the just memoriam.
The in memoriam.
In memoriam.
They're collecting photos of Jessi, only the ones that she wants used on television.
Right. Approved for television. Yeah.
No, they're just going to keep shopping.
No.
I guess we'll find out eventually what happened to her.
She'll probably call back or something because they're not even leaving voicemails or anything. So, like, if it's going straight to voicemail, is she even going to know that you guys tried to call her? Is she going to follow up on that? Are you texting her too? How is she going to know that you're reaching out if her phone is off and you're not leaving voicemails? They don't want to be bothered. They're here looking for cute dresses. Mikayla's birthday is coming up. That's what they're shopping for.
Oh, God, that was so weird. So her birthday is on St. Patrick's Day.
That's it, yeah.
So this is a St. Patrick's themed party that's also a birthday party.
Right.
So they have to find green dresses.
Green dresses. That's the goal.
Man, that really corners you, doesn't it?
Not
for
a lot
party
to pick
themes.
From. Yeah. And like, it's hard enough to find maternity clothes. And then now you're going to box yourself in where it's like, I need a dress for a St. Patrick's Day birthday party.
That's green.
Green
a specific
dress.
color.
Yeah. It's going to be tough.
They're going to be shopping for a while.
Yeah.
Well, while they're doing that, we find out where Jessi is. We do have cameras in her house.
Witnesses.
We have witnesses. I guess she's safe, okay?
Yeah.
Her mom is there who looks just like her, but 20-something years older.
Which is saying a lot
okay.
For Jessi.
You know what? Maybe 15 years older.
Yeah. 10 to 15.
Jessi's aged herself with some of the Botox and the fillers.
A little bit.
Her sisters are there. They're in the process of, I guess, waiting for Jordan to pack up his stuff and leave because they decided that they're separating.
Was it Jordan leaving or was she leaving?
I was confused because they left with one weird shaped bag, but then he was up packing a bag in the closet.
But then it seemed like when they cut to, she was going with her mom and sister to somebody else's house. So I don't know if they just left like while
just trying to get out of the house while he's still in there.
Because she went to a different place too. Because then it was basically her talking about how they've come to the realization that they're basically separating now. And so they're in this process here, but don't really know what that is. She seems kind of relieved, though, when she's talking about it. And then her mom's even like, oh, yeah, it should have happened a couple of years ago. Because that's what Jessi was like, oh, it should have happened a few months ago. And her mom's like, oh, keep going. Like, this seems like something that's been in the works for longer than that.
Yeah, what's coming out is that they've been struggling for a really long time together, and she hasn't really told anybody. So I'm not even sure that she could have filmed this with anyone who's in mom talk. Her family knows what's been going on in her relationship with Jordan.
We're not really sure what they're talking about because, like, she's still speaking in vagaries about, like, some of the stuff that she's saying, like, oh, it was just they weren't communicating. They were always fighting. Like, there's some of those things that she's able to kind of commit to as part of the show here and explaining, but it's still, like, not really defined. She was talking about, like, the name calling and, like, there's...
She definitely feels like she's been emotionally abused, that there were a lot of things said verbally that have impacted her self-worth and self-esteem.
Okay, the thing that I noted was that she was saying that there's things that we've said to each other. So I think it's a
toxic relationship.
It's a mutual, back and forth.
Been going downhill for a while.
Yeah.
And then this is the last straw. That obviously adds some more context to where Jessi was at emotionally leading up to what happened with Marciano.
Right.
But it still feels, I feel like, icky hearing from her what's been going on when we're not really sure what her involvement or the extent of the cheating was.
Yeah, like we're still getting all of this information now about her relationship with Jordan. It's everything is from her perspective too. So that's where it's kind of like, I don't know if I fully understand the full scope of what's going on here because we're still talking to, it's Jessi. Can't really trust what she's getting at here necessarily.
Well, so then I feel like I don't really know if I want to hear what Jordan has to say because just given how he's reacted to the cheating with feeling emasculated, I'm not sure that that's a person who's capable of owning up to their responsibility in how their relationship has been over the past few years.
So then why do I care about this divorce?
I don't really.
And I think that's what I'm struggling with.
We can't even say it's a divorce because...
Not yet. It's separation.
It's a trial separation.
Separating. Yeah, they are separating, but they haven't really defined that yet. So we'll stay tuned for updates on that. In the meantime, Taylor is home from her 2-week trauma getaway here, trauma therapy stuff.
Two people who keep splitting and getting back together, Taylor and Dakota.
And again, this is something that the franchise has completely undercut because it used to be the will they, won't they between Taylor and Dakota. Now you've clearly defined that no, they're not getting back together because if you haven't heard the news, Taylor is the new Bachelorette. They haven't filmed it yet.
Well, and she doesn't know yet at the point that
not
they're
at this
filming.
point. Yeah, but like for the viewing audience, for your knowledge, if you haven't heard the news already, we know that she's not getting back together with Taylor. So why do I care about anything?
Dakota.
Taylor and Dakota. Yeah.
Well, is she? That's the question.
Is she?
Why is she going on The Bachelorette when she has this relationship where they just ping pong back and forth and they keep saying this is the last time? And then it's not the last time.
Not getting back together ever again. They just seem to keep drawing back to each other because they're co-parenting. That's still something that's very real that they're going through together, that they have to constantly be doing and interacting with each other for. But then also I think when things are going well, they're like, hey, this is good.
Maybe it could work.
Maybe it could work. And then they try and then they're like, oh, no, see, that's why. But like, you can't just keep bouncing back and forth of you're together when it's good and then you're not together when it's bad, because then what does that do? There's no stability.
Really like a long-term enduring relationship.
There is no no relationship. This is just a level of convenience to this dynamic.
It feels like they're at the point right now where they're on the verge of getting back together, even though Dakota went to visit Taylor while she was at trauma therapy and participated in some of the therapy sessions with her.
Visited because this was part of the day where it was like, hey, we have to talk about all this stuff too with you that involves you. So it kind of becomes couples therapy a little bit too. So, I mean, he was doing some work too, I guess.
Well, part of it appears to be that she wanted to draw a clear boundary with Dakota about the fact that their relationship is just going to be co-parenting moving forward.
Oh, I don't know about that though.
Well, I think she needed to do it there in therapy.
Yeah.
Now, what happens when she has left the therapy facility, we shall see.
It's not gonna.
But I was getting the vibe that they were kind of vibing with each other and enjoying each other's company.
And Dakota was really digging his 2 weeks as a full-time dad. A lot of bonding time with the little kiddo. I don't remember his name.
Ever true. You don't remember his name?
No. It's because it's two words. It's not a name. Sorry. Truly. He spent a lot of time with Truly.
Truly Grace.
Truly Grace. And a lot of good bonding. In that time spent.
I think that's part of what makes this hard for her is that he enjoys being a father and being with their child, which, not true of a lot of guys, especially in relationships that have split.
Yeah.
And so when you see the father of your child being a good father, I think that makes it harder to accept the reality that you two can't be together.
Well, and that becomes attractive for Taylor too. So then that's where she keeps getting drawn back in. But then it's like, yeah, but is he a good partner to you? Like, he can be a good father, but does that mean that you're going to have a good relationship? Absolutely not.
No.
There are no guarantees with that. It's not a one-for-one comparison.
I just kind of foresee that this is going to go on for a long time, and it's going to be like back on Teen Mom when Caille and Joe used to get together and sleep together when there'd be drop-offs.
Drop-off hookup.
You know?
Yeah.
A little hookup in the shower.
Wawa parking lot.
With Javi at the Wawa parking lot.
You know, yeah. Shoot your shot. Sometimes you got to do it, but...
He's got the tea to spill. Now they're kind of gossiping like the gals together.
Okay, yeah. Well, he's got a lot to catch her up on in these 2 weeks because, yeah. Have you heard the news about Jessi and Marciano? And Taylor's like, no, that's... whatever you've just said to me sounds wildly incorrect. I'm not believing any of this.
She's pretty sure that he's gotten the story wrong.
There's some facts that you have mixed up. Did you mean Demi for that? Because I don't think you're talking about Jessi. This doesn't sound like a Jessi thing. But he's pretty sure. I think I got all of it because...
He heard it from Jordan, from the horse's mouth.
Yeah, from Flyboy's mouth. His eyes are really close together. I don't know. What other animals have eyes close together?
On that, huh? We'll figure it out.
What other creatures?
We're going to figure out what.
Let me know who he reminds you of.
What creature he looks like.
Yeah.
But man, it's crazy that Jessi and Jordan have kept this story so undercover that really everybody is finding it out on camera and can't even believe that this is what has really happened.
That doesn't sound like her. Yeah, that doesn't sound like something that Jessi would be involved in. Jessi doesn't have that interesting of storylines, too, is the other thing. That's like unbelievable about this.
We're not just talking about Jizz hair.
Jizz hair, someone insulted her hairstyling abilities. And that's why they went somewhere else to another salon, a competing salon.
We have another character that is back. One that we are familiar with from reality television, from many of our Utah-based shows, and it was good to see them again. The fine dining experience at Caille.
The peacocks.
This is the bell tower that Mary had her 20th anniversary dinner with Cody in. It's where Aspen got married on Sister Wives. It is where we just watched in this last season of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. They went to have their psychic readings.
Lots of history at Caille. Even though Mary Cosby does not like going there. A lot of bad juju, bad energy that she picks up on, but that hasn't stopped anyone in reality TV in Utah from utilizing this space.
This is where Mikayla's birthday is.
At Caille. And this is where Jordan shows up again as part of this too, which is just, it's kind of weird because the way he rolled in, it was like, did you need to show up still? It's like, did he need to? The last one didn't go great. It didn't end well. You stormed off. You
and
left.
that was pre-separation.
Pre-separation.
Now they're officially separated for a 90-day trial.
Okay, so it's a 90-day fiance sort of K1 separation that we have going here.
I'm going to drop another Teen Mom reference. Remember when Tyler and Caitlin did that 30-day separation?
Oh,
It's kind of like
a
that,
little bit.
which is why I'm not feeling fully convinced that they're not going to get back together.
Right.
I think it's, if you're willing to say, let's try it for 90 days, there's still a part of you that is like, maybe we could get back
There's
together.
hope. Yeah, like there's hope there, or they're trying to use this as the path to get back, but they have these rules that are set up where they're not going to talk about their relationship. This feels like a junior high breakup, though, in a lot of ways, where it's like a little bit afraid to completely end and like cut off this relationship entirely.
Well, they have kids.
Yes, it's difficult.
I think there's a lot. There's kids, there's a business, there's, history together. So we'll see how this all works out. But it's very strange to agree that you're not going to talk about your relationship anymore unless you're in a therapy setting. But you both keep showing up to the same events together in which you're filming a reality show where your relationship is a storyline.
And then you have to explain to everyone else there about where your relationship stands too. So then that becomes a whole dynamic as well, as now Jordan has to tell everybody repeatedly throughout the day, yes, this is where it is. It's a 90-day trial separation. Here are the rules. Here's what we're discussing. Here's what we're not discussing.
Well, I think another complication of it too is that they have these mutual friend groups because of mom talk and dad talk. So what, is Jordan not going to come to things that his friends are at because they're all married to your friends?
Did you need to come to Mikayla's birthday party, though?
I don't know. Well, it was St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, right.
To be fair, was he not going to celebrate a holiday?
And if I was invited to something at Caille, it would be very difficult to pass that up.
Yeah, free food and drinks at Caille?
I'm down.
You stay on your side of the room, I'll stay on mine.
Right. Well, I mean, that kind of works for a little bit, but not for too long, because then he is walking dangerously close. He is way too nearby in the general orbit of Jessi, of what's going on, especially with the topic of conversation that is coming up at their table.
She is super preoccupied with trying to clear her name. So she starts pulling out the receipts. She's reading everybody her texts between her and Marciano.
Her sexts.
Yeah, they're not just some regular, even the beginning of a conversation leading to two people deciding that maybe they're going to hook up. This is like, you're in it.
Yeah, so she's trying to use this, the text messages that she has, as evidence that they did not, in fact, have sex, based on the things that Marciano is talking about and saying of things that he wished that he could have done. Why would he be saying that he wished he could have done these things if they already had sex, in fact, by his testimony, his statement?
Nobody wants to hear any of this.
No, nobody's asking her to read this.
They're super uncomfortable.
Please stop.
It's weird because she's also reading what she's saying back to him. And it's like kind of kinky. And they're not really interested in that side of Jessi.
No.
It feels very personal.
Well, this is just oversharing. This is her, like, she's trying to get in front of the story she's already trying to defend. But then is it the lady doth protest too much sort of defense now that we're running into? So it's just a lot to be throwing out there, especially with the embarrassing nature of the conversation that's taking place.
Well, and I also felt like we've learned on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, what about your deleteds? So you can tell me that these are all your texts, but you can delete texts from the chain. So she could be reading you things and it's not everything that was said.
So that still plays in. I mean, I get what people are saying. Well, why would she read these ones? Well, if these are the tame ones, yeah, what was she deleting then?
Also, we don't know what happened between you in person.
Is what it comes down to. That's
and
the
when
issue.
those things happened.
Right, yeah.
It was a weird thing to do, especially because Jordan is a couple of feet away from her as she's doing this.
So that was weird.
And
Yeah.
if he's worried about being emasculated on television, I don't think he's going to enjoy seeing this and watching this episode.
And to find out, if you couldn't hear what she was saying, if you didn't know what she was talking about when you were right there, it's going to be extra weird when you find out afterwards what she was actually talking about, the nature of that conversation when you were like 3 feet away from her. What else did we have? Oh, Layla had to apologize to, it was like mom talk, had to patch things up.
Minus Miranda, because
Miranda,
they don't really care about Miranda.
She
didn't get voted back in yet.
And she wasn't a part of it. Yeah.
Well, it is her ex-husband.
Well, yeah, I mean, but she was like, we never got her take on how she felt about him being there. It was just kind of like, whatever.
Because she's boring and she does not care.
She doesn't care. Yeah, she's just like going with the flow. Whatever you guys feel like doing, yeah, it's fine, I guess. Whatever. I did like the flashbacks to Halloween where we got to see her lobster claws again, though. I can't remember which episode.
That was the only thing she's contributed, really,
so
far.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, so everything's good with Layla now. She made up with Mikayla and Mayci and Jessi for having invited Chase. We'll see if she does something like that again. Or, if we ultimately find out that she's the one giving information to Demi like we suspect.
I don't know. Layla seems super fake, even in the apology here. So, that's what I'm hesitant. I'm not trusting Layla this season.
After the party, we have Mikayla and Jace hanging out with Macy and Jacob. Jesus, these names are ridiculous.
It's too much.
Anyway, Mikayla and her husband, Mayci and her husband, they get together. They're talking about everything that's been going on with Jessi, the rumors with Marciano, and they decide that they're going on their own private investigation, that they are going to go talk to Marciano himself in person.
The interrogation.
Try to shake him down.
Yeah, they're going to try to get some information out of him here. They're practicing questioning, tactics, shining a light in someone's face at a table, all the very necessary good cop, bad cop routines.
You know what? Thank God for Mayci and Mikayla, because this was kind of a little humorous.
It was entertaining.
It added something light to the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, because if you're bouncing back and forth, the only other thing that was slightly comical in this segment was when we got to see footage of Jen and Zach Affleck going to Chippendales. And then everybody was like, oh, I guess they're like,
they were still
it.
being annoying about it, though, where it was like, oh, so it was a problem when we went, but now Zach went with her. Yeah, because they've spent months on end talking about this and getting to a place where they agree that it was kind of an overreaction and stupid. So they went to Chippendales. Who cares?
But also it's different when it's like you're choosing to go together to Chippendales to kind of get over something like that versus showing up to a Halloween party and then a couple of your friends' husbands start grinding on your wife like she's at Chippendales when they are not Chippendales.
You think that's different?
I think that's a very different set of circumstances that we're looking at here.
They make their way to Beaver, Utah, which is where they've decided is the perfect place to meet with Marciano because it's halfway between where they are and where Marciano lives.
In Vegas.
Which doesn't it seem like that's the perfect place for him?
Yeah, that seems fitting. That works out. So Mikayla and Mayci, with their newfound interrogation skills, now they have to drive 3 hours to Beaver as 2 pregnant women in a vehicle here. So this is going to be difficult because I think they already made like 4 bathroom breaks in the first 30 minutes.
They're having a hard time.
It's a lot of snacks and bathroom breaks. It's going to take all day to make this 3-hour drive.
They did make me laugh when they were like, Marciano's going to be so excited. He's got 2 married women coming to meet up with him. This is his dream.
It's like his dream come true.
And they're pregnant, so he can't impregnate them.
That's a win-win.
They have to pull over to the side of the road at one point because there's no nearby rest stop and Mikayla has to pee.
They just left a rest stop 5 minutes down the road and she has to pee again. So you got to do what you got to do on the highway sometimes.
I could not believe the extent to which she undressed herself with the cameras in the car.
She took her pants all the way off. It was not just a pull them down and try and scooch around here sort of maneuver that was taking place. This was an entire derobing that was involved as well.
I think they learned a lesson. Next time, just wear a skirt.
Yeah, long, flowy, you just pull it up and then let it go, you know?
And maybe some different footwear. Or shoe card.
The shoe.
A car shoe.
A car shoe.
A flip-flop that's disposable.
Not a Croc. It's got holes in it, so
yeah,
maybe not
a
that.
flip-flop.
Maybe not that.
Something, an enclosed toe.
Yeah.
You know? Protect the feet.
Because there's some runoff there that becomes a concern as well. It's on her shoe. She's trying to wipe it off her shoe, but then it's getting on her pants. She took her pants all the way off. So how are you going to get your shoe through your pants now to put them back on?
It wasn't very well thought out.
No.
And by the time they complete this, Macy's like, we could have made it to the rest stop.
Probably could have. Yeah. Thinking back.
So
thinking back on it now.
Things are going really well. They do make it to their final destination, which is this weird campground that I don't think anybody vetted before they got here.
I don't know what this was. Yeah, like it was
Was it a restaurant?
It was a restaurant. It was like a Mexican restaurant at a campground though. So it was weirdly specific as far as like site within a site.
Maybe there was someplace better.
Yeah, it's Sonic.
You could have met up at Sonic.
You could have.
They have a bathroom. They've got ranch. That's everything that you need. So Marciano shows up and he starts telling them everything that's happened. Interestingly, their first question is about Demi, not Jessi.
Well, because there were rumors that were flying around about Demi at the Vanderpump Villa because she was spending a lot of time with Marciano.
That was when she said she was just flirting with him, but that she was didn't she say she kind of got the ick from him and that nothing ever happened?
Allegedly, yeah.
And his story is that they did kiss. It happened off camera, so there's no evidence.
So now it's how much do you want to trust Marciano for things that there is not evidence of? You're taking him at his word, where you already came into this conversation questioning the things that he was talking about, what took place between him and Jessi and their relationship.
Which his story has now changed. Because when they talk about Jessi, he says he remembers kissing her. He knows that they spent the night together, but that the only thing he knows is he woke up in his boxers. So even he's starting to doubt whether or not he slept with Jessi. He's starting to backtrack on it and says, you know what? In hindsight, maybe probably didn't happen.
Maybe it didn't, probably it didn't. I remember getting kicked out of her room in the morning. So like I passed out at some point and then woke up with little to no clothes on.
But why would he do that? Why would he say that he slept with her and now change his tune? Because someone influenced him to lie.
There was an influencer involved making me lie.
Quite literally.
Literally.
So we're left on a cliffhanger, but they're assuming that Demi had something to do with this, which is interesting because Jessi also had a therapy session that we got to watch. And as part of that therapy session, she's trying to work out why she did this. And one of the things that she mentioned was that she kind of has this competitive relationship with Demi, and that Marciano was initially interested in Demi and not necessarily her. And so she's questioning if maybe she pursued things with Marciano as a way to one-up Demi.
Yeah, because then what we're finding out as part of Jessi's therapy session too is that she doesn't like anything about the way that she looks. She is very low self-confidence. That's partially from the abuse from her marriage that she suffered. And then it's probably just like a continued self-dialogue that she has as well.
Well, and being online and having your life be displayed for people. They comment on the way she looks all of the time.
We already ripped on her for looking old this episode. So it's just, it's stuff like that.
It's those types of
comments.
It's
those types of things. Yeah, that adds up, I guess.
I think it's a good thing she's in therapy because obviously she's got to work on that stuff. But also she's trying to figure out, this is eventually going to become public. At the time that they're filming this, nobody knows what's going on. But she's worried about her mental health once this becomes known and people start judging her and talking about it online.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be backlash for sure. There's going to be a lot of negative opinions that start swirling around, if you thought that you were catching flack for stuff before, it's only going to be worse by the time this stuff hits the air.
So you got to think that she's going to have to sit down with Taylor and talk about that at some point. And maybe Miranda. The two of them should be pretty well versed in what it's like to have people give their opinions on your life.
It seems like something that, yeah, that would make sense as far as a support system that she would have out of this. Because I don't think that you're going to get the level of support from the rest of the cast here. Layla's not really going to have too much to contribute, I don't think.
You don't think she has any sage advice
to share? Some life lessons and things that she's learned from trying to hook up with Chase's brother.
I'm excited to see this all play out. It means that Demi's obviously going to have to come back. If we're going to question what her involvement was with getting Marciano to tell a lie, we're going to have to hear what she has to say about that. I'm guessing she's going to deny it unless she decides to go full villain, which maybe we need since we're missing Whitney.
Whitney has to come back, right? In the next few episodes. Please come back. We don't know, but stay tuned. We're going to be dropping episodes every day until we get through all 10 episodes. If you listened to this one, this was episode 2. Go back one episode. Episode 1 was a totally separate thing. So we'll be dropping multiples, 3 and 4 tomorrow, right?
That's how the numbers work.
That's what we're planning
until
on.
We get to 10. Thanks for listening. See you next time.